Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today, we're diving into the wonderful world of gardening, and I'm super excited to share with you a step-by-step guide on how to grow Catharanthus, also known as vinca or Madagascar periwinkle. If you're looking for a plant that's not only beautiful, but also incredibly resilient, you've come to the right place. So grab your gardening gloves and let's get started. First things first, let's talk about why you should consider adding Catharanthus to your garden. These little beauties are known for their vibrant flowers that come in a variety of colors, from soft pastels to bold, eye-catching hues. They bloom from spring to frost, which means you'll have a splash of color in your garden for a long time. Plus, they're drought-tolerant and can thrive in poor soil conditions, making them perfect for both seasoned gardeners and beginners alike. Now, let's get into the nitty-gritty of growing Catharanthus. Step 1. Choose the right location. Catharanthus loves full sun, so you'll want to find a spot in your garden that gets at least 6 hours of sunlight a day. This is crucial because without enough sunlight, the plants can become leggy and fail to produce those gorgeous flowers we're all after. If you're unsure about your garden's sunlight exposure, just observe it throughout the day. Trust me, the right spot will make all the difference. Next up is soil preparation. Catharanthus isn't too picky, but they do prefer well-draining soil. If your garden soil is heavy clay or tends to retain water, consider amending it with some sand or perlite to improve drainage. You can also mix in some organic matter like compost to provide nutrients. A good rule of thumb is to ensure your soil pH is around 6.0 to 7.0. But don't stress too much about the numbers. These plants are pretty forgiving. Once your location is set and your soil is prepped, it's time to plant. You can start Catharanthus from seeds or transplants. If you're going the seed route, start them indoors about 8 to 10 weeks before the last frost date in your area. Use seed trays filled with seed starting mix and keep them in a warm spot with plenty of light. The seeds can be a bit slow to germinate, so be patient. If you're using transplants, just make sure to harden them off before planting them in the ground. This means gradually introducing them to outdoor conditions over a week or so. It helps them adjust and reduces transplant shock. When you're ready to plant, dig a hole that's about twice the size of the root ball. Place the plant in the hole, backfill with soil, and give it a good watering. If you're planting multiple Catharanthus, space them about 12 to 18 inches apart to allow for airflow and growth. Remember, they're going to spread out and fill in, so give them some room to breathe. Now let's talk about watering. Catharanthus is quite drought tolerant, but that doesn't mean you can ignore them completely. When you first plant them, make sure to keep the soil consistently moist until they're established. After that, you can let the top inch of soil dry out between waterings. Overwatering is one of the most common mistakes gardeners make, so be mindful of that. If the leaves start to turn yellow, it could be a sign of too much water. Fertilizing is another key step in keeping your Catharanthus happy and healthy. You don't need to go overboard here. A balanced, slow-release fertilizer applied in the spring will do the trick. Just follow the instructions on the package and you'll be good to go. If you notice your plants aren't blooming as much as you'd like, it might be time to give them a little extra boost with a liquid fertilizer every few weeks during the growing season. Now, let's chat about pests and diseases. Catharanthus is generally resistant to many common garden pests, but that doesn't mean they're completely immune. Keep an eye out for aphids, spider mites, and whiteflies. If you spot any unwanted guests, a gentle spray of water can often dislodge them. For more stubborn infestations, consider using insecticidal soap or neem oil. And remember, good airflow around your plants can help prevent diseases like powdery mildew, so don't overcrowd them. As the season progresses, you might notice that your Catharanthus plants can get a bit leggy. Don't worry, this is normal. A little pruning can help keep them bushy and promote more blooms. Just snip back the tips of the stems and you'll encourage branching. Plus, it gives you a chance to get up close and personal with your plants. There's something so satisfying about nurturing them and watching them thrive. Finally, let's talk about the end of the season. In cooler climates, Catharanthus is often grown as an annual. However, if you live in a warmer area, you might be able to keep them over winter. Just cut them back and provide some protection from frost. Otherwise, you can collect seeds from your plants to start the cycle all over again next year. So, there you have it, folks, a step-by-step guide to growing Catharanthus in your garden. I hope you feel inspired to add these vibrant flowers to your outdoor space. Remember, gardening is all about patience and love. So take your time, enjoy the process, and don't forget to celebrate your successes, no matter how small. If you found this guide helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your gardening adventures in the comments below. Happy gardening, everyone!